Fighting sports are supposed to be incredibly serious and violent, right? Well, not all the time. You'll be surprised to hear that these sports are full of funny moments that you can't help but burst out laughing. In today's video, we'll look at 10 of the funniest moments that happened in and out of the ring.
Successful as anyone in MMA history.
Who knows where Anderson's head is at right now?
So let's get straight into it. Number 10. Park Dae-seong, the scopophobic fighter. It's normal for fighters to pose for photos with the ring girls after a win, but that is not to be the case with South Korean MMA star Park Dae-seong. After winning a Road FC 36 bout, Park completely shied away from taking photos with the ring girls. And even after being forced to get a click, he hid his face from the lens by looking down. What do you think made this famous MMA artist avoid the cameras? Number 9. Mike Tyson freaks out during an interview. In 1999, Mike Tyson lost to Francois Botha 6-1 in a much celebrated bout. But after the fight, Mike Tyson was so proud of one thing.
I really believe he's got to get back to the basics. That jab was big key for him when he was young, short, working his way in.
And that's what he did to Botha in round 5. With just one punch, Mike sent Botha to the ground, leaving him unconscious.
And get off punches.
Now, moments later during a priceless interview with Russ Salzberg on WWOR,
Mike, Francois Botha, 6-1 underdog. Are there any concerns on your part?
Channel 9 in New York, Mike Tyson just decided to freak out in a clip that has since gone viral. He was proud of his abilities and not the numbers, and told the reporter to shut off the station. Just listen to what he had to say.
Mike, why do you have to talk like that?
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you. If you have a problem, turn off your station.
You know what? I think we'll end the discussion right now.
Number 8. Best victory dance. Sometimes they say when you face a tough opponent, hit first and hit harder, then just go crazy.
How soon did you know that the tap was going to come after you started on the show?
Try stomping your feet or screaming to the loudest, and probably your opponent will back off. And this is exactly what Ben Rothwell was good at. Look at his impressive dance that's enough to scare you out of the ring. Number 7. Nick Diaz's confidence leaves him with a punctured eye socket. Talk of confident and proud fighters, and just one name Nick Diaz won't miss on that list. Nick was so proud and talked trash during his 2015 bout with Anderson Silva. He even mocked his opponent right in the ring. His pompous stance in the ring left the audience mesmerized.
Successful as anyone in MMA history.
Who knows where Anderson's head is at right now?
But it seems Nick Diaz just forgot he was in the ring for one thing.
I love it!
And that's to win the bout.
Look at this. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Look how Anderson Silva tactfully destroyed him, leaving him with a punctured eye socket.
For the winner by unanimous decision.
Indeed, Silva had the last laugh. Number 6. The Genki Sudo effect. When you turn your passion into work, it no longer becomes a job, but just play. And sure enough, Genki Sudo took fighting as play. For him, it wasn't a job anymore. His colorful and entertaining entry alone is enough to tell it. And even when he is in the ring, you can't help but laugh at all his antics and bizarre fighting style. He would often start fights with his back towards his opponents while dancing to throw them off. His fans loved him for these funny, childish plays. Number 5. Art Gimerson, the one-gloved wonder. We've all seen all kinds of outrageous moments in the history of MMA, but perhaps the least you'd expect to see is a fighter getting into the ring with one glove.
Really important in jiu-jitsu, and watch his hoist front leg as he uses, I think, a...
Well, that is the case of Art Gimerson, the man who shocked the crowd by entering a ring with one glove.
What, that's
It's much like a Muay Thai kick, but it's like a self-defense movement
But even more funny is that he didn't throw a single punch in a bout against Royce Gracie.
And that's what Royce's strategy is right now. As the Brazilians always say, if you have a good...
Despite looking like a frontliner and confident in the pre-fight promo.
A little bit worried here.
There it is. There's Eddie's on the ground. Now watch him hoist, take the mount position.
Gracie overwhelmed Gimerson by putting him in a dangerous position, forcing him to tap down as a sign of submission.
Take a break and take it off. Whoop, he just bowed out. He just tapped.
Why do you think Gimerson entered the ring with one glove? Number 4. Joe Rogan checks out MMA stars. A majority of men would tell you they love the MMA sports for one thing, and that's the half-naked ladies in the game. Be it the ring girls or the female MMA stars, these ladies are just amazing. And celebrated American podcaster and UFC color commentator Joe Rogan is not an exception. But what's funny here is that Rogan has made this a habit. During the UFC 168 weigh-ins, Joe Rogan was captured checking out WWE wrestler Ronda Rousey. In another incident, Joe is caught admiring an American professional MMA artist. Well, I think Joe should just stick to his podcasts. He's, well, good at that. Number 3. Hernandez gives a flower. When all the cameras are pointing at you, maybe it's time to make the most of every moment. And indeed, Nohelin Hernandez just knew how best to use his camera time. Hernandez amazed the crowd when he stole the show at Friday's ceremonial weigh-ins in Las Vegas by handing a rose flower to Octagon girl Brittany Palmer. How I wish he could have carried rose flowers for all the ring girls, but that is Hernandez for you. Number 2. Michael Pereira, the Mad Ninja. Call it an orthodox style or jiu-jitsu, but Brazilian MMA fighter Michael Pereira has mastered his game.
I heard Jason Kim has practiced jiu-jitsu for...
And he knows just when to attack and how to. During the openweight bout at Road FC 52 in South Korea,
Jason's just edging his way forward, though he gets knocked down.
Pereira overwhelmed his opponent, Daesun Kim, with a series of kicks and crazy moves. But what wowed the crowd was his dance moves.
And another one. Wow. Flash.
And the moment he attempted to moonsault on Daesun Kim. Take a look.
Just giving him some credit. He knows he's not in an easy fight.
Number 1. Referee with an iron chin. Refereeing a fight sport is not an easy job as some people would want to think. At times, you have to accept being on the receiving end, just like referee Mark Nelson. But it seems Mark Nelson has an iron chin. After receiving a clean punch on the chin from Hugo Centeno Jr. while attempting to break up the fighters, he didn't freak out. He took it like a champ and smiled about it immediately afterwards. Well, this is probably due to his powerful history. Thanks for watching.